You're just in time. Saved you a seat for the Pillars of Man, your number one podcast for the best conversations you could find aimed at male self improvement. And of course, it is very difficult for any man to self improve if you give up, if you just stop, if you. I'm going to get this right. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that. Hopefully, we good. If you say to yourself, I'm done. There's no reason to keep going. This is a lost cause. I have, I'm very justified. Okay. I have every reason. I actually have so many good reasons in front of me that are all screaming at me. Don't do it. You know, what will people think? How much time am I going to waste trying? What if I pour my life into this? What if I really go all in? What if I give everything that I got into this self-improvement, myself, success, goals, hopes, and dreams? And you give it all, and then you find out you don't get any of that. The reason giving up is the worst possible thing that you could ever do as a man. And this is not even gender restricted. This is very much a human thing, but especially for guys, because we are very action oriented beings. A lot of, I mean, just men I've met are very hands on. Okay, let me really work with this bare hands style. Like, let me actually try. Let me be there. Let me do it. And it's so deceptive. It's so it's becoming so widespread, so rampant throughout today's society. Giving up seems to be the best option, yet it's actually the worst. And there's a number of ways to look at this. But how I'm going to begin, because if you are on the verge of giving up yourself, brother, this video is for you. I need you to begin with. You must see through this lie, because it is. It is. The lie is giving up is my best option. Oh, downright blatant lie. That's why I say deceptive, because you and I live in a world today that has actually it, I don't believe there has ever been a point in all of human history up until maybe these past couple decades that actually might still be pushing it. Maybe this last decade to 15 years, something like that. We're giving up. So, you know, not doing anything really, staying home all the time, wherever you are. That's kind of just where you go when you're not paying your bills. You know what I mean? Besides the obligations of survival, you you don't go anywhere and you don't do anything else. So this is, a more uh, defined vision of what it looks like for a man that has given up. And this time period in present day, modern America, 2025, giving up has never been this precisely packaged. It's never been wrapped in all this sugar coating, okay, of how instantly accessible and just readily available all of these forms of entertainment. It's become endless. Now, I'm not knocking entertainment. I I love it. I'm a huge fan of all different facets of it. Shows, movies, anime, games. Huge fan, lifetime fan of most of these things. And it's one of the biggest ways I unwind and relax. But you see, what I mean by endless is if you allow it to be, it can be, it just doesn't stop. Scrolling is infinite. Autoplay is infinite. Your feed, on YouTube, on, you know, this platform, wherever else, TikTok, it, Reels, it doesn't matter. It's infinite. You can just keep going. And the way I see this, when you have a form of stimulus, let's just call it stimulus. I mean, in a sense, the way you perceive whatever is in front of you, if it's stimulating you in some way, this makes me curious. I want to see how this ends. I want to see how this keeps going. I'd like to see more. Okay, I just want to stare, whatever it is. The trick is that you can continue to live like this forever. This is what I mean. It's never been like that. Okay. What's actually happening though? If you would have an out of body experience, okay, and be able to view yourself going through life like this, then what you would see is a man very still, you know, immobilized, kind of just very, very engaged with whatever is flashing across his screen. That has become the most recent. This is the most modern, the most technological way of forfeiting everything you really deserve in life. Those are the things that you really want, that you really want to go for. It it in your trading, the trade-off is I will not have to do all the work necessary to try and have all of these things that I really do want. Most men in their right mind, I don't think any of us, especially as kids, K through 12, all right, type vibes. And before 18, before uni or work, whatever, just the adolescent years, I believe the majority never had a vision of staying within four walls somewhere and just for the rest of their lives consuming this endless and infinite stimulus. This has become, and it's so difficult it's so difficult to struggle against because it's never been this easy. That's why I'm saying this is quite unique to this digital era. You and I are trying to find our way in, self-improve, do better, live great lives as men. This is it's really, it's no joke. It seems so harmless. It's really not that serious. You ever do this before? You kind of just start scrolling and it feels like you've just been scrolling for a little bit. Maybe it's been like 15 minutes or half an hour. You've actually been scrolling for like 3 hours. It is kind of time altering because if you allow all these different capabilities of your mind to dive in, okay, it it kind of drains. You pour your mental capacities into these tunnels. I should say funnels, actually. These portals where it will take and take and take from you, but you don't get anything back. You have to consume more. It if you if for whatever reason the connection cuts, you probably, I can't imagine. I've had internet for so long. It's been so many years. I can't imagine. Well, I can. There have been power outages. They actually only, the last one was, it's been years and it lasted for a few hours. They're very rare. And so you know what I mean? I can imagine a day or a week or something like that without internet. That might be a very privileged thing for me to say. I understand how much of a blessing that is. I'm grateful. I can say that. But I'm being honest, I really can't imagine. So, let alone it just completely stopping. How jarring would that be? It would put you in this position of, okay, wow, um, my screen has no power. You know, little smartphone, the little one, your PC, big screen, whatever, will not turn on. Okay, you see nothing but the black in your reflection. That's if that is a nightmare scenario. If that is how you kind of view that, then that's how you know you. We have been so conditioned. We have been brought into this lifestyle slowly, gradually, and you live it for long enough, you get so convinced that to continue watching and consuming is the only and the best way to live. It's really the newest version. It's the newest, most updated version, the newest patch. Okay. If I get old school with it, the new kid on the block of what giving up looks like. It's still just as nonsensical. It's still just as evil because giving up is time. That's what that really is. You and I only have so much. Logically speaking, it's quite attractive to think about, well, if I give up, then with whatever time I have left, and we can work with, just so we have a solid number, we can work with the average life expectancy. That's about, I think, for men today, in this day and age, it's about 75 years. You know, I don't know how old you are. Let's just say you're middle aged. Middle aged is what, 25 to 45. That's the median of how long you'll be alive. So I'm just going to take a guess, random guess, you're somewhere in that ballpark. I mean, you could be younger, you could be older, but in between 25 45, that's still a lot of time, you know all the way up to 75. That's decades, that's tons of time. And then the next thought you have is, okay, wow, well, no struggle. I don't need to worry about this or worry about that. I have this job. I hold it down. I do it well. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get fired unless they create a robot that can do it better than me. It's not looking good. That's not looking good for a lot of us, bro. But for now, whether you love it or hate it, let's not even go there. For my point, for this point right here, it doesn't matter. You have the job, and because you have the job, you have the whatever else. You have the whatever you do with all your free time, and there it is. There it is, right there. That's it can, whatever you do with your life, right, can only happen on your own time, when you are not on anybody else's clock and you're on your own. Weekends, evenings, days off, and you think, wow, decades, sure. It's not actually, right? It's not actually decades. You factor in work, you factor in sleep, you factor in, like the bathroom, all the bathroom trips, food, making food, getting food, traffic, all that good stuff of life, of modern life. And it's not that much time. Now, now you feel as though it's even more of a desperate cling, excuse me, a desperate cling to, wait, so with the time I have, I need to go and try my best. I need to go and work my butt off and put in all this effort and whatnot to maybe have what I want. I know. Right now, it seems as though I'm making giving up look very attractive. But see, I really want to try and dive to the fullest extent possible that I'm capable of why giving up is so attractive. But remember, I will I will do my best to show you the truth as I clearly state this is what the lie looks like. Like, um, as I mentioned earlier, very precisely packaged. I'm not even attributing this to some conspiratorial sense. I'm not. No, you could, but no. My tinfoil hat is not on tonight. I have it on a good amount of times for this podcast, but no. I mean, I'll let you fill in that blank. Okay, why is that happening? Would you let me know down in the comments below if you'd like to? All I know is it is. It is so precise, so strategic. It's lethal. You have 5G. I have 5G. I feel like most people are getting up to 5G now. There's no loading. There's no buffer. It just plays. What do you want to play? It will play. Any kind of content, any kind of stimulus. I want to use that word stimulus to kind of like condense all the internet stuff. It's a lot. Okay, you think of your top websites. Maybe you rotate between your top 3, top 5. I mean, just one platform. I mean, just YouTube, right? Is so extensive. You could be on YouTube easily for the rest of your life. I personally, I rotate between a few. I don't there right. I mean, back in the day, if I remember correctly, I mean, I was a kid, but there were all sorts of designated niche websites for that niche interest. Nowadays, you know what I mean? It's kind of is this the right word? It's been monopolized. It's all right, been collected all together, on these dominant platforms that kind of will claim to. Is it a claim? I think they're actually pulling it off pretty well. They offer all of it to you. And so what is all of it? That's all of life. That's the universe. That's just whatever human happenings. This is anything you can conceive. And you want to watch it. If you don't want to live it, you want to just view it. You can sit there and you can do that. And this is why that packaging, right? Modern, instantaneous. Oh, the fiber optics, quick. Okay, hip, right? AI, 21st century. All right, very up to date, state of the art. Same result, same effect, and that effect is you lose your best life. I'm going to try to transition now, because that should be a pretty, I hope, a pretty clear portrayal of, okay, all right, well, there it is. I mean, this is why it's so attractive. That's kind of what giving up looks like. And that's why so many guys are doing it nowadays. I did it for decades. Personally, I was in that for decades. And the breakthrough, the epiphany that occurs is you're thinking, with the time I have, it's better for me not to try and not to do anything, because I don't want to spend that time trying in order to receive an outcome I don't want. You don't make it, you fail, you get rejected, you don't you it doesn't work out, it it goes bankrupt, it crashes, it defaults, it whatever. That is one side of the coin. And I see this as like, by all means, I'm here to learn as well. But thinking about how to present tonight's episode, I just don't see a viable rebuttal for this. And this is what I mean. So the first, to really try to help you understand, giving up is the worst thing you can ever do, is because this is all the possibility that you're working with. Now, you and I, rational, intelligent, right, sentient, self-aware beings, we can do calculations, and I acknowledge all of these calculations. In fact, I I'll take it a step further and say it would be very foolish of me not to acknowledge calculations such as environment, upbringing, resources, financial support, income. Of course, income is huge. Your age, how much time has already passed. You know, this is not even factoring in health, physical health, mental ailments, complex trauma. It's a whole lot of stuff. It's so much. It's quite overwhelming. I know. It's like holy. I'm literally so far still giving up. Looks like the best option. I promise you, it's not. All of this stuff to do, and that you have to make that choice to do it with all your free time when you could instead spend it giving up, not doing anything. You have to acknowledge in the realm of possibility, anything goes. So that's one side of it. That the negative side, the pessimistic side. I can't do this. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not handsome enough. I'm not blah blah blah. On the other side of this is the complete opposite, and it it has an equal, if not greater, chance of existence than the negativity. That's the truth. You're enough. You are smart enough. No, you can do this. You do have the discipline is, you have it, bro. It's in there. You can be motivated enough. You can make yourself do hard things. You can get uncomfortable. You are able to face your fears. That all of that, so all of that, it swirls, it dances, it weaves with all of the negativity in this realm of possibility. The realm of possibility exists at all times. I'm saying this realm of possibility is constant for as long as you would give it time. That's why I'm using time here as the medium. Time is all you and me really have to do anything with ourselves, life, in any moment. So what this really means is it doesn't come down. See, brother, please, you gotta see why I keep saying this is so deceptive. It's such a it's such a lie. You have to see that all of, like, what you're so focused on, that it can't, it cannot, it won't, it will not. There is equal merit. There will always be equal merit, because as I said, they work it they all exist in the same space, in the same space of possibility. To say, if I try to do this, I know I will fail, you have an equal or greater chance of succeeding. So then this is the takeaway. I said all of that so I could really hammer this point home. And this is where you know I want you to take peace, and I want you to take joy in this. I really want you, like, to rejoice with this. I claim it as fact, and I say fact because that means it doesn't come down to time. Now, if you're with me on this, it doesn't come down to circumstances. It doesn't come down to your predictions, your calculations. Hey, bro, I really would not be surprised if you way smarter than me. Maybe we're on par. If I could bet, I'd give it to you. I don't know you, but I'd give it to you. Well, I mean, I say that because I know myself. And I I don't mean to disrespect how well you've done your calculations, and I just said I know myself, so you probably know yourself quite well. And you know your habits, and you know your likes and your dislikes, and you know how you work, and what you want out of life, and all that. Maybe you don't, but if you do, then again, that's a lot of computation in here, right? It's all very mental, and it helps you produce a conclusion that says, therefore I'm not trying. That is the action happening. I really want you to see this. This doesn't have anything to do with, not yet, capability, belief, how old, like, oh, but I'm pretty old. I don't, I don't have that much time left. What is this, like a couple decades, a few decades for me to work with? I mean, why not just hang it up now? You know, right? All of that, all of it. That is an action. That action cannot happen unless you do it. So that means the worst lives to be lived, the most unfulfilled lives, tragic lives, very depressing lives, boring lives. Nothing happens because nothing is ever done or attempted. That's you choosing to do that. Now, do you see how giving up is men being lied to? That's not the truth. Never was. It never will be, actually. I know, and that's a bit of a reach, but I'm willing to say it. Okay, I'm willing to make this claim for the rest of the future of humanity, for the male species of human beings. It The truth will always be, if you make the attempt, if you put if you allow yourself to perform the action, and you try and you make the attempt, then making it, then being successful, then living your best life, then actually waking up to a reality built from your dreams, is very real, and it's very possible. Now, I know that's very easy to say. Even after the long winded explanation I've given tonight, because that's my deep dive for tonight. And I'm with you there. That doesn't mean, even if you agree, that doesn't mean, right, success just falls on your lap. Oh, okay, let me just start trying and it'll all work out. But that's the beauty of it, is that the attempt itself, this is what giving up, okay, this is what giving up can never give you, because of the nature of giving up. The nature of giving up is inaction, um, death, it's stasis, it's it's sealing. Not a sealing, like sealing the bag. You're sealing your fate. You yourself are saying it all ends here. It stops here. But it doesn't have to. It never. It what I You know what? No. I want to say it wasn't supposed to, because you're very capable. That's why. Because you can try. Any man can try. I know the controversy, the debate is, but why? But why try? Why would I want to try as a man? Because when you try, that's how you grow. You can't grow giving up. It's not possible. There's something about the nature of the attempt, what the attempt does to you. And now I will fully transition into the rest of tonight's episode and really, if you're with me, really help you see this is why trying is right, the opposite of giving up. This is why trying is so sweet. This is why trying is brilliant. Because when you try, all sorts of things actually begin to happen. You know, you put yourself in the you are actively creating friction between you and your obstacles. You could actually take anything. I always use bodybuilding. I always use lifting because it just works so well. I actually don't want to because I always do that example. So I'll say it like this: any you pick your own. You pick your own, bro. If you want to take a minute, take a minute. No worries. I just want you to think about one thing that you know you should be doing. No, I'm serious. It really can be anything. It could be laundry. It could be, you know what I mean? It could be, I have errands. It could be, holy crap, I should clean my place. You know, it doesn't. No, it does not have to be six figures, six pack. Financial freedom, the mansion, the Bugatti, the Lambo, the wifey, the kids, the, you know what I'm saying, the empire, the business. Oh, you're headed there. You're headed there, man. But no, just one. I mean, it could be, sure. I mean, like, you pick. It could be one of those things. But whatever you want to pick one thing. And as soon as you think of that thing, of what you want, how you really like, what you really want to do. Okay, all right. If I was you know what I mean? If I was, super disciplined and super locked in and trying my butt off, trying my freaking butt off, not giving up at all, then I'd probably do this. You trying to do that, okay, right? That's you thinking about it. Let's bring it back down to reality now. Literally your life right now at this second. How about what happened today? Are you Did you really just wake up? So like, is this a morning thing for you? I'm flattered. But okay, if the day you're about to have, okay, but you can really just use today, because today is the most recent example of exactly the life you're dealing with. And you're looking at your life and you're thinking, wow, with this life, according to Kumo, okay, Mr. Pillars of Man, I got to try and do that right now, with who I am as a human being and as a man. I just try. That changes everything. That changes everything. I find this so interesting because giving up is the same. Giving up doesn't change. G- and again, it makes it so attractive because giving up is it's safe. Oh, I this is why I said sugarcoating, because it seems, oh God, it's layered in what seems so sweet, and it'll actually make you so bitter in life. It makes you hate everything and everyone. I would say, in the way that I went through it, it makes you hate yourself the most because you were never meant to. It's going up against your own nature as a human being and as a man, and on my podcast here, as a king. Not over anyone else, not a tyrant or LARPing or whatnot. To be king is to just be responsible for everything happening to you. You can't do that without trying. Everything changes in the attempt. Everything. And that's one. Now, what if you don't stop? I believe the answer to, like, my, like, this is, I really try to work this out. And I think I really do believe the best answer for, okay, yeah, sure, the realm of possibility. What will happen if I don't stop trying? No one knows. That's the realist answer I can give you. Because it can't be measured. You can't predict it. You can't control it. You can't say it will be like this. No, brother. It might be way better. And that's the beauty of it. This is the beauty of it. This is the beauty of life. I'm just trying to filter it through the modern male human experience. It's so beautiful because just like that, because you're a man that will try, because you want to try, you have a reason. You you are going somewhere and you know where you're going. So it's not about making it. Once you know, it I said pick one thing. Okay, I want this, which means I got to do this. And I really don't want to. But if I could make myself, that's what it would look like. And you doing that over and over and over, that's you going. This is you moving. This is you living. This is the motion, the movement of life. What you and I were meant for, I believe, just as human beings. All of you, bro, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to go, just trying to go somewhere. What that does to you, what could happen to you, who you will meet, and what you will do, and how it will end up. It's something to find out. I believe it's the same thing. This is very this point right here is very close. It's pretty much along the same lines as you and I would be far less interested in watching some of our favorite shows and movies and whatnot when you already know everything that's going to happen. I don't know if you ever had anything spoiled for you. Oh God, I have for me, and I was like, I I nearly choked him out. It's the same thing. It doesn't hit the same. You don't really get that. And let me and I want to press this further. Have you ever, like, I bet actually bet you have, think of your favorite movie, think of your favorite show, like I have a whole bunch. I've seen them. I'm not going to tell you how many times I've seen them, but I've seen them a lot because I love it. I really love it. Maybe you got something like that. Have you ever thought to yourself, I wish I'd never seen this? I wish I'd never seen this, because then I could enjoy it all over again. I could relive it all over again. The the drama, the surprise, the excitement, the sadness, the sorrow, the climax, the comeback, the epicness, all over again for the first time. That's your life when you try. And you see, when you give up, guys wonder, wow, this was supposed to be the easy way. You feel me on this, bro? This was supposed to be chill. I don't have anything to worry about because I gave up. My bills are paid. I pay my taxes. I don't break the law. I don't like mess with people. I just, I do what I do for the food, the electricity, the running water, the clothes and whatnot. Unless you go in commando, don't be that guy. And you just, right, and then you go home, and then you do whatever the heck you want. Honestly, I, see, with the powers of the internet, visually speaking, perceptibly speaking, right? Oh my God, the sounds, the sights, you know, VR is you'd right at a whole different experience. Um, I actually still haven't tried it myself, but I want to. And yet you still feel like it's awful. Like that's crazy. That's to me that's so sad. No, I'm not calling the men that live this way to each his own. Right? We are all our own men. That's a very personal decision. You want to give up on life? Hey, bro, if you really feel so that's the best decision for you, it is. It is what it is. But it's sad for me that guys will make that decision and they still don't get it. They still don't get the peace. Like I should be happy because I gave up so I wouldn't have to do anything. That's what I want. I don't want to have to do anything. So why do I feel like this? Why does it suck? Why does everything why is everything so blah? Like I see it like it hurts actually. It's actually so painful. You know, cuz right, you give up but you actually want kids and you see children and it's painful. Right? You give up but you really do you do want a girlfriend or to date or a wife, your own family, and you see happy couples and it's pain. See, this is what I mean. It's so dangerous. Giving up, this is what it does to you. It decays men. It makes you so bitter, so resentful. Because it feels like why didn't I get to live like that? Why do they get to live like that? Why why not me? Why did this happen to me? Because of the choice. Because because giving up gives you one very specific choice. One very specific outcome. And that's so crazy because in the realm of possibility, that's kind of the realm of possibility. That's kind of everything. That's it's a lot. I don't even want to give it a number because I don't want to embarrass myself. Is it millions? It's way more than millions, isn't it? Oh God, I'll just say millions because I don't know. Okay, I really don't know. It's millions upon millions of different outcomes. Giving up gives you one, the one where you never tried. And this is that's why I said evil. If you remember how I kicked things off tonight, I said evil. I chose evil because you wake up to you know the effect of the action you took. Giving up is an action, and you wake up to that, and it's like, oh my God. And then it's, I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it. But what I mean is, I don't want to say it because you feel it. It's like you don't need to hear me say it. You really, it's all up in here, and it's all in here where this is a mistake. This was a mistake. You don't, trying saves you from that mistake. You won't make it. You can't. You can't make that mistake. It becomes impossible because you're trying, bro. Trying takes you to wherever it's going to take you. It's not, this is why, and hey, I really feel this. I'm shoulder to shoulder with them. I'm trying myself. And on some days it's like, yo, what the heck, bro? Nothing's happening, So it's like, why try? But that's not an indicator. That's really more of just the present surroundings. You can't let that make the call for all of it. You can't. That No one can make that call. Not you, not me, nobody. I really believe this. Not the most brilliant self-improvement gurus on this planet, not the smartest guys in the world, not the geniuses among us, the true mental elite of humankind. It's not possible. You can't, because it has to be lived. Because you have to experience it. Because it's for you. Because it's for you, bro. This is your life. And the moment you say, okay, I'll try, you get to live it. No, brother, you really live it. You feel all of it. Wow, this is hard. This is really hard. This is uncomfortable. It's difficult for me to pay attention. This is actually making me feel pretty miserable. I actually don't want to continue because this feels like it sucks. Okay? That kind of challenge, that kind of difficulty, that kind of strain, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, that's the stuff that takes you. That's the journey. It will take you somewhere far from whatever misery you may have right here, because you're on the cusp. Because you're really considering, I don't want to do anything anymore. Bruh, it's a lie. One of the worst. One of the most brutal. That lie right there, it takes everything from you. And at the very end, it kind of reveals itself that it was a lie all along. It's so evil, you know? It's like, oh, all of that misery. And at the very end, you find out that the choice that seems so attractive. That's why I really took my time to kind of clarify why it seems so attractive. At the very end, it kind of reveals its true nature. And it's like giving up is like, gotcha, you know? Like, I gotcha. What did you expect? Like super like villain, you know what I mean? Like horror movie ending vibes. Of course, this was the wrong decision. Of course it was. It's just, giving up cannot allow you to know that until you really do. I believe this is why at the very end, you'll have so many men crying out to God, crying out to really whoever can hear or listen. It's the greatest regret. It turns into, this is the worst decision of my life. You don't have to worry about that. That's why I did this episode, bro. You really don't got to worry about that. All you have to do is go in the opposite direction. This is why, please don't give up, bro. It's the worst thing you could do. For you, you just try. And I plan on doing an episode very soon, maybe my next one, but an episode very soon on really exactly how to. And hope to see you for that. And really, all this other good stuff. I talk about anything and everything that goes into male self-improvement. As you are watching the Pillars of Man, your number one podcast for the best conversations you could find aimed at male self-improvement surrounding philosophy, masculinity, wellness, lifestyle. I'm your host, Kuma. I continue to reshape the modern male reality, giving any man who wishes to pull the very best out of himself a way to do that. Thank you so much for being here, man. You like content like this? Hit that subscribe button for me. Give me a like as well. I hope to see you real soon in the next one. But until then, take it easy. Take good care of yourself. And I love you so much. Peace.